are Sint Maarten. You are Sint Maarten.
The URSM, the Unified Resilient Sint Maarten Movement, being a political movement, will be hosting a weekly radio program called You Are Sint Maarten, every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on the Radio Mix 94.7 FM. I myself, Dr. Messalina, the political leader of URSM, will be hosting this radio program in which current issues, actualities and general topics will be discussed with the people of Sint Maarten. So join us every Wednesday on Radio Mix 94.7 for our radio show You Are Sint Maarten.
You are Sint Maarten. You are Sint Maarten.
Dear people of Sint Maarten, good evening. Welcome to your radio program You Are Sint Maarten on 94.7 FM. I myself, Dr. Messalina, as you know, will be the host of this weekly radio program. And as you know, I am since 1999 the surgeon working in the Sint Maarten Medical Center, helping the people of Sint Maarten with their health issues. I'm also the leader of the URSM and also the founder of the URSM. As you know, we founded this political party on the 10th of October 2021 because we wanted to found this party, establish this party on Constitution Day symbolically, and that was of course on the 10th of the 10th, and that is the reason that we established and founded and did this political movement on the 10th of October 2021. As you know, we have on a weekly basis a radio program in which we try to discuss current issues and actually developments that are taking place in our lovely Sint Maarten. And as you know, we from the URSM are ready to contest the upcoming elections that will take place on the 11th of January 2024. From our part, the URSM, we are ready for these elections. We are well prepared. We have our candidates aligned already. It's just a matter of counting down the time for us to contest the upcoming elections. Postulation day will be on the 22nd of November, so we will first have to pass through the postulation day and the next day the nomination day, and after that we will go directly into elections day on January 11, 2024. Once more, this URSM believes in informing the people and educating the people of Sint Maarten, hence that we are organizing this radio program on a weekly basis for more than a year already. And I have the impression with the feedback that we are getting that this program is very much appreciated in our community. More and more people are listening structurally to our weekly radio program because several topics are being discussed that concern, of course, the people of Sint Maarten. As usual, we have a guest with us here in our radio program, and today I chose to bring with me and invite a guest in the name of Mr. Delano Hutchinson. Mr. Delano Hutchinson is a young gentleman, and he has a great profession in our society, helping our people of our country. And of course, Mr. Delano is a pillar of the URSM. He is one that is going to be on our party slate, and he will contest the upcoming elections for County Sint Maarten. Mr. Delano Hutchinson, welcome to our radio program. For me, it's a big honor and a big pleasure to have you here with us in our radio program, You Are Sint Maarten on 94.7 FM. Welcome.
Good evening, Doug. How is it?
I'm okay.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here. It's an honor, actually, for having me. Thank you for this opportunity.
Great. Delano, for me, you're a very known person. especially with the work that you are doing, very constructive work for County Sint Maarten. But I think the people of Sint Maarten does not know you so good yet, I assume. I hope maybe that's the case. But in case not, I think this is the opportunity, Mr. Delano, for you to introduce yourself to the people of Sint Maarten and tell the people of Sint Maarten, who is this Delano Hutchinson?
Right, thank you, Doc. Those who know, but for those who don't, I am Delano, born and raised on Sint Maarten. More specifically in the community of Ebenezer since '93. Born of Mrs. Isoda Smith and the late Leroy Hutchinson, for those who know. Kuchi, bus 64, he passed away. 2019. However, both parents was very active in the political arena in the past, so I think that's what motivated me to do so currently. Worked in government for many years, 13 years I believe, 13 plus. Since 2010, this was, prior to this, I was in the military. I served in Curacao, in the military. So basically, I'm contesting. I feel a need that over the years I've encountered problems day in, day out with the how to say, our clients, the offenders, but I see them in a different light, So
maybe it's good, Mr. Delano, for you to explain to people of Sint Maarten your profession. What are you doing on a daily basis here in Sint Maarten?
My profession is I work at the prison, actually, since 10.
In the function of?
Well, at first it was a prison officer, climbing rank, and I saw an opportunity to be the sports coordinator. At the time I saw it, it was a way for me to have a different outreach to them, because when they hear officer, they behave differently. But when you're the sports coordinator, you're providing recreation, more free air time for them to do set up competitions. So currently I'm the sports coordinator, and it's been a privilege to serve in that capacity for numerous of reasons. You see the same offenders that we tend to shun or tend to judge in a different light competitively. You see the passion. We have monthly competitions, but lately hasn't been going so well, So
Unfortunately. Yes. How long are you already a sport coordinator of the detention center for Country Sint Maarten?
Since 2011.
2011, you're the sport coordinator?
Correct. Wow. Officially 2017, but I've been doing the job since 2011.
And Delano, are there more sport coordinators working with you as colleagues, or are you the only one that is entitled to take care of the sport activities with the detainees?
Officially, I am the only one. Officially, they need two. We have one in training now. He's a prison officer as well. But officially, it's just me at this moment.
Delano, can you explain me, because for a lot of us, the detention center is so a isolated unit in Point Blanche. I think it's great for you to explain to people of Sint Maarten, how does a working day look for you? Explain us, because I really think a gentleman like you, in the function of sport coordinator for the detention center, you have such an additional value for those that are in prison at this particular moment, or always. And I think it's great for you to just elucidate to the people of Sint Maarten, how does a working day for you look? How is it?
Well, being in the belly of the beast, a community within the community, because that's what it is. We have to, the daily task is basically we get them up at 7:30, we feed them. Each section has their air time. There's where I come in as sports coordinator. I give them the sports, whether it be gym, whether it be whatever sports they want to do. In the afternoon, 2 o'clock, we have the bigger sports such as football, basketball, whatever have you. There's where the population is larger than just a section for section. But in my capacity as sports coordinator, that's my job. But we have 4 sections in the back, the housing department. They get the airtime, normal. We have different sections, vrouwenafdeling for the ladies. We have protection and whatnot. So the daily operations, we try our best, seeing the fact that we're grossly understaffed, but we do our best as the workers in the prison. You know, but I do my best. When they come out, they do the lucht, they get the airtime, they get a little exercise, they go back up. Two per day, 2 hours. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon.
So there are 2 sessions for the same person?
For the same section, yes.
In the morning, 2 hours, and in the afternoon?
In the morning, 1 hour. In the morning, in the afternoon, another hour.
Okay, so in total 2 hours on 24 hours base.
Correct.
Okay. How is your relationship, Delano, with the detainees in the prison? What type of relationship is that? Is that one of big respect for each other? Can you, for us, it's of course something nice you're doing to try to change the mindset actually of the ones in detention. How is the relationship with the detainees?
Between me and the prisoners, to be honest, I have no problem. I guess it's because I am more the guy they could free up with, you know. It's not the officer trying to close the gate or correct them when they do something bad. I know how to curve anger. I know how to see if they get knocked a hand. Hey, come out, let's do some training. You know, you run it off. Because that's the idea. You keep them busy. And in the afternoon, they go up in the cell, they go sleep. You know, I try to use as much as possible idle time and put it into sports. You know, sports is an integral tool to use in the prison, especially with these guys, you know, with so much built up anger for whatever reason, you know. I'm not here, I'm not here to judge. However, they're dealing with stress outside of the prison. It triples when they're incarcerated in the prison. So I use the airtime, I take it seriously, and I make it my business to have them busy as much as possible. And with the big sports, like I mentioned, basketball, football, to make them really run and sweat and create a brotherhood, teamwork, you know, work together. You know, it's a pleasure to see. So the respect aspect, they watch me differently. When they see me, yeah, Hutchinson plays sports, fellas, sports, you know, is a nice feeling, you know.
Very nice. Mr. Hutchinson, about the accommodation for sport in the prison. I know that this prison is, of course, a big discussion in our community, seeing the dilapidated condition that the prison is in. I assume, I don't know, that the facility for sport is also crying for some renovation, right?
Desperately.
Desperately.
Yes.
Okay.
I must say, however, recently we got a new gym, so to speak, new material, which has been requested since I don't know when. But I must say, recently we got a new equipment. We repainted the court, basketball courts. You know, in that aspect we're okay. But sports is not the only issue in the prison. We face a lot of issues daily. You know, I could do so much and no more. You know.
Yeah, of course. You can do your part.
Correct.
But you know, Delano, we from the URSM, you know that too, we are very aware about the crying situation that the detention center is in, and it's on our priority list for a renovation of this prison institution for Country Sint Maarten. And I really believe it has been too long that we have forgotten the detention center of Country Sint Maarten, and especially the importance of such an institution for especially the rehabilitation to get the detainees back in society. We tend to isolate them from the community and tend to forget them. But on the other side, we have to really be more critical with ourselves, our responsibility as a government, for us to make sure that we give every human, God's creation, the opportunity for a second chance in community too. Because who are we to judge the individual persons here in Sint Maarten. I do not think I have that responsibility, task, and that right to do that.
Correct.
The only thing is I can just appreciate persons like you that are on a daily basis are really investing all your time and energy to actually, at the end of the day, remodel the mindset of those in prison. For once they're out, we get other dimensions of them that will help them to become great citizens of country Sint Maarten.
Interesting you said that, Doug, because there's where the problem lies, because we could do so much in the facility, but now the question rises, what happens to them after?
Yes.
I don't want to name names, but they have several inmates, they go out with nothing to do, no jobs to look forward to. Sports is on the ultimate low here in Sint Maarten. I mean, outside the prison as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing to look forward to.
Yes.
So what do you have? Repeat offenders. They go out, either get themselves hurt, killed, or worse. And
they come back.
Or they come back. So it's like, wow, they really go out with a mindset to change, but they find themselves in a predicament. I'm not saying the crime should be justified, but maybe if they had an opportunity or a choice,
of course,
it could have been different.
Yes.
I'm just saying, my personal opinion.
And Mr. Delano, what you said is what is going to happen with them after the period that they have been in detention. That's one. But there is a bigger one, that is, how can we remodel our system in a way in our society that we do not get them in a situation that they're going to commit crimes for them at the end of the day to be in detention. And that is what the URSM is realizing, that we are neglecting actually our youth and also our younger generation in our community. Everybody standing every day hunting a dollar, forgetting that we have a common responsibility for the development of the youth of course the young generation. And it's all about offering the youth opportunities to develop yourself. And that is what we are very, very weak in Sint Maarten, that we forget that we have a common responsibility. And actually we have been, and you have been in that too, we have been visiting on a 2-weekly base neighborhoods. We have done, for example, Simpson Bay. We did Dutch Quarter. We did this past weekend, we were in St. Peter's. And I'm very, very negatively impressed with, for example, nice, good sport accommodation with diversity to entertain the youth of those neighborhoods. And I was walking there with you. We were looking around and we realized that we have been very insufficient in our vision to guide the youth in the neighborhoods of Sint Maarten. Delano, there is a lot of work to do, and I'm very glad that a person like you, a sport coordinator of the detention center, realizing where the shoe is hurting, that we have a person like you that is in the reality of Sint Maarten, for you to be with us, to also, once we get a mandate of the people, to be in government, to have persons like you with us, to guide us, advise us, for us to have a great approach, successful approach towards the detention center and the less fortunate, let me put it that way, for in the country Sint Maarten. It's very interesting, Delano, once more, before we finalize the first half of our radio program, from my side as leader of the URSM, I'm proud to have a person like you with me on the list, and we are very thankful in general. I think the whole community, society is happy with a person like you, and especially from the URSM, I want to really thank you for your daily investment in the future of this country. Once more, Delano, thank you very much for what you're doing for the country through your profession. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is running. We are going to take a small break, and we will be back in a few minutes to continue with the second half of our radio program, You Are Sint Maarten, on Radio Mix 94.7 FM. Dear people of Sint Maarten, welcome to the second half of our radio program, You Are Sint Maarten, on Radio Mix 94.7 FM. As you know, we have here with us today as a guest, as an invité, Mr. Delano Hutchinson. Mr. Delano Hutchinson is contesting the upcoming parliamentary elections on the URSM party slate, political party. And Mr. Delano is also, as he said in the first half of our radio program, he is a sport coordinator for our detention center for country Sint Maarten. We are, of course, very grateful to a gentleman like Mr. Delano for the work that he is doing to better humankind here on earth, and especially also in Sint Maarten. Mr. Delano, I think it's nice if you could also explain the people of Sint Maarten why actually you chose the URSM, the Unified Resilient Sint Maarten Movement, as a platform for you to realize your dreams for your country.
Well, Doc, I chose URSM basically, truthfully, because of you and the stance you took when you were in Parliament. And I think we need a lot of that to stand for what's right and for the betterment of our people, or choosing the people first. You know, it's not about personal gain, possible development. It's, for me, I want to be the voice of the voiceless, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's mainly why I joined the URSM.
Okay.
Secondly, secretly, I've always considered myself a patriot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And being in the military taught me so much. And it saddened me, actually, because I wanted to continue, actually, but the 10-10-10 movement was, it changed that, due to the fact that we was going separate, we under Kirasunamo. So the group after me was the last group to have the opportunity to go to the army. And I feel that if we could, one of the things I'm championing, through youth development, if we could focus on how we could bring that back, going to the military. Because just the other day in the Monday paper, I saw Coast Guards from Sint Maarten. They went and they visited the same Pareda, the military in Pareda, not Pareda, Sufisant, one of them. But nevertheless, it gave them that exposure to the military life, because basically you're a police officer as well as a sailor, you know, being a Coast Guard. But if we could just bring that back, I think we could curb the crime within the youth, because over the years, lately, is more and more youths committing crimes and they're filling up the prisons. You know, it's not like before. Mm-hmm. And when you ask them the backstories, it's almost the same. What else they gonna do? I grew up without this. But if we grant them the opportunity again, I feel we could get leaders out of them. I feel we could implement discipline, because we lack that as well. There's no more respect, you know. And in the same breath, this could play into elderly care. Why I say that? Because let's be real, the children are the future, you know.
Yep.
When we get old, who working now, when we get old, we would want to feel secure. Correct, Doc?
Absolutely.
We want to feel secure and confident that our youths are able to take over and we'll have no worries. Right now, I'm hearing the cries of more and more elderly people.
Yeah.
Just the other day, an elderly man, I don't know who he is, in the shop asking for $1, $2. It's like, wait, what? I've never seen that. In all the years I've seen that in Sint Maarten. I've never seen that. You know, so even our neighbors, we don't even look out for each other. It really become a harsh environment for the elderly.
And very egoistic, everybody on their own.
Exactly.
We don't have no common feeling anymore for society.
Correct. We lack that unity.
Oh man, there's a lot for us to improve in this country. Delano, you have, of course, and you spoke a little about it already, you have, of course, your ideas and your dreams, what you would like to improve for the country Sint Maarten. And actually, these were the topics that actually inspired you to step up the plate and join the URSM, for you to see if you can get on a level that you can really be of significance to make some changes for our community.
Correct.
You spoke, for example, of the elderly care, but I do believe there are some topics more that you have in mind that you would like to to talk about that you think these are topics that will get my attention once I am elected after the elections in January coming.
Definitely.
Explain to people a little your ideas about what would get your attention after once we are in government.
Once we're in, well, like I said, youth development is a main concern of mine because, again, it goes hand in hand with elderly care, but to focus more on youth development. Like I said, the military coming back or having that letter come back when you're 18 to go, especially if you're not furthering your studies, why not? Go and serve your country in that capacity and let them make leaders out of you. You know, there's a multitude of courses you can take in the Army that take care of you. I went as far as thinking on having our own military substation right here in St. Maarten. However, we have partners in the Kingdom, Curacao, or Holland, but if we could have our own military base here, that would be even better. It would help the VKS be on the base as well. The Youth Brigade can further continue their training because I find there's a brilliant movement, Youth Brigade, and they could continue on a military level, you know. One of the other things I'm focusing on is safety and security. Again, if you create the youth development, if you instill that discipline in them from now, you're creating police officers, prison officers, coast guards, custom officers, you know, and these are things we need, you know. And right there we can segue into safety and security on a national level. If you instill those from now in the youths, you would have a better recruitment program, a more bigger crowd to apply for these positions because it's already in them.
Yes. No, that's great. Mr. Hutchinson, realizing that you want to, and that you told me from day one is, if I join the URSM, I will focus on security and safety for the populace of country Sint Maarten.
Definitely.
I would like to focus on structural youth development for the youth of Sint Maarten. And of course, knowing your daily activity, you said, Doc, we now have to do more on sports for the youth of Sint Maarten. And what I found nice of you is you thought a lot about the youth, and all of a sudden you told me, but doctor, our elderly are having some challenging times too now, confronting some challenging times. We will have to make sure that the younger generation takes care of the elderly. And of course, as you know, Delano, our elderly is also a neglected group.
Definitely.
Our youth of St. Maarten has been neglected. Our after-school activity has been neglected.
Ignored,
Sports accommodation has been neglected for the people of St. Maarten. Education has been neglected. And now we are seeing even that we are so far off from where we have to be that our elderly now is paying the price for our negligence. Of our approach to our society. Delano, I'm very, very, very worried about where my country stands today, where our country stands today, and really I hope that the people of St. Maarten will understand our vision that we have for country St. Maarten, and really I pray to God every day for them to give us a real chance, a real opportunity for us to be part of the upcoming government as of, I think it will be February, March, because we're going to install our parliament in February, and as of there we're going to install our new government after election. So I really hope that the country St. Maarten, the people of St. Maarten, will give us a real mandate to be part of the upcoming new government for country St. Maarten. What for sure is evident for me, the people of St. Maarten do not want to proceed under the given circumstances as the situation is now. And I really think the change is around the corner. It's a matter of counting down for the people to really express what they really think is the best solution for country St. Maarten. And I do think that the URSM will be a great solution for country St. Maarten as being a coalition partner. I would dream to have the absolute majority to govern this country with
Might be the
great
case,
souls from the URSM, but you never know. But
Might be
of
the
course,
case.
you never know. But of course, for sure, we would like to be a coalition partner for the upcoming government
That
for
is a
Country
fact.
Sint Maarten.
Can I say that?
Yes, of course.
If we can't do it alone.
No.
Like you said, we need the people.
Yeah.
We can't do it alone. I would like to say, or I have a link, a survey.
Mhm.
I'd like the people to fill it out. And we'd really like to hear from the people, because it's not just my bright ideas, because we don't know everyone's story.
Mhm.
And the link is in my Facebook page, I think.
Mhm.
I really like the people to fill it out. I'd like to hear from you personally, because I know my personal problem. I come from the people, and over the years it's gotten worse. So that's another reason why I say no, enough is enough.
Mhm.
It can't continue like this. But I don't know everyone's story, and I would like us to, the people to help us to mandate us URSM to serve the country for a brighter future
Mhm.
through filling out this survey
Yes.
and really voicing your opinion through the survey.
And they can do that through your Facebook page.
Correct.
Okay,
It's there.
great.
The link is there. They could just
And also
and Instagram.
Instagram. So
Yes.
they can fill in that survey. There's a
Yes.
questionnaire.
Correct.
They can fill it in through your Facebook.
Facebook,
and
also
through
Instagram.
Your Instagram. Yes.
The
And
URSM page as well.
The URSM page, of
either
course.
way, it's a
Yeah.
team effort, and
It's a
we
team effort.
need to hear from the people, because we have our general concerns for the people, as well as
Uh-huh.
the national concerns.
Mhm.
However, we'd really like to hear from the people, because without you guys, nothing can move.
Mhm.
I feel that the people are being so ignored or be devalued. They don't even respect the task of, again, national security. The police, the whole justice, as a matter of fact, is just being ignored. How long do we have to wait?
Mhm.
Being a justice worker myself, So again, not just for justice on the entire country. Please fill out the survey so we could hear from you guys. It's an extension. Everything is intertwined. All the concerns mesh with each other, because my concerns are your concerns. And again, with the youths, elderly care, youth development, safety and security is all intertwined. However, we'd like to hear from you guys personally through the survey.
Great. That's a great initiative. Of course, the URSM is also involved in this. But Delano, I think also that's nice that they can fill in this survey through your Facebook.
Correct.
Okay, that's very, very nice. And at that form, the URSM gets also a comprehensive idea about the challenges and what is keeping the people of Sint Maarten busy. And that makes us more prepared once we are in government as of next year, 2024. Before we finalize this radio program, Mr. Delano, I would like to give you the floor to once more speak to the people of Sint Maarten. This is a great opportunity for you to express yourself to the people of Sint Maarten, once more accentuating whatever you think is important for the people of Sint Maarten. The floor is yours.
Well, people of Sint Maarten, those who know me, I'm a very quiet person, not vocal at all. However, over the years, we've been taken advantage of for far too long, and I feel that the time is now to really stand up, make a change. URSM is that change, because I came from the people. I know the cry of the justice workers in particular, as government workers. I've talked to all of them, and I'm not talking from a helicopter view as a supervisor. I came from the bottom up, from aspirant straight up. I know the issues, so like I say, I'm a very quiet person, but if you see me stand up and say, hey, I need to voice and I need to make a change for my future, my kids' future, their kids, St. Maarten's future, then the problem is real. So again, stand with URSM, stand with us. I can, you can, we can, we have to work together to get this country going, you know. That's my closing remarks, you know. Thanks again, Doc, for having me.
Great.
And, yeah.
Delano, I'm proud to have, as the leader of the URSM, a candidate like you on our URSM party slate that is going to contest the upcoming parliamentary elections. I want to thank you out of my heart for all the efforts that you're doing every day to try to make the change in the mindset of the people of this country, especially the contribution that you are bringing to the people in the detention center. Once more, the people of Sint Maarten,
It's a pleasure, Doc.
totally, and the URSM, of course, is thanking you for the extra mile that you are going every day to try to make the lives of people of Sint Maarten better. Once more, thank you very much, Delano. Secondly, it's a great honor to have a person like you on the URSM, and also today I'm very glad that I had the opportunity to have you in our radio program, realizing that you are a very devoted civil servant and also a good sport leader, coordinator that is helping those in detention in our prison. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you too for taking the time out to be with us in this radio program, and I'm looking forward to have you back next week Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Radio Mix 94.7. Have a great evening. Good night.